boy, oh boy, I am happy to have waited because we have a lot of news to cover together. Hello, people. We're here today for the Falcom News Roundup, a name I just shit out of my ass right now. But we're gonna do the usual, which is go over the recent Falcom news. So we'll go over the news that have been releasing for the past week or so up to today. But first, we're gonna do a bit of a summary. The Trails in the Sky second chapter website is up, so we have some new art, some new screenshots, and some new soundtracks. Then we have a crazy announcement. The first, Falcom announced another new game, and it's a Dragon Slayer game. Now, I only know Dragon Slayer by name, but I know it's some OG stuff. And then we have news about the end of Trails on how Falcom has an idea of when it's going to end, or rather, when they want it to end. Finally, today's news is about Kyoto Xanadu. There's a small trailer they call a CM, which is like 20 seconds. And the release date. Again, most of the things I'm going to talk about in this video are going to be taken from people of the community, like Rise right here that does amazing threads on whether it's Reddit or Twitter, as well as Nine that did an amazing job at translating the Famitsu interview. Here we have the Trails in the Sky second chapter website. It's pretty much like the first one. There's some new art for the characters. There's probably going to be the actual in-game arts, the party arts, right? We got descriptions, we got screenshots, some pretty cool ones, and then you have this. What is this? What is this? I didn't see that one. That looks so tough. Other than that, there's not much news for SC Remake, but I think it's fine since the immediate focus is Kyoto Xanadu, since it's releasing before this game. One thing that I think is still important is that Kondo said that they have finalized the theme song for the game, which is Silver Will Golden Wings, right? And that's very interesting because look at that. From another of Rise's posts, Patera has visited Falcom's HQ. Patera is basically the OG vocalist for the band, up to I think Cold Steel 2. And if I have a wish, is for her to actually sing Silver Will Golden Wings. Basically, for her to be the vocalist in the song. Because I'll be honest, I did not like Megumi Sasaka's performance in Hoshino Arika Remake. I do think that the instrumental was crazy, but he just did not a good job on the vocals. Next up is this. Wow. So you may not be familiar with Dragon Slayer. I personally am not. I just know it by name. But Dragon Slayer is one of Falcom's first series, which spawned many spin-offs, including Dragon Slayer, The Legend of Heroes, which then of course gave us The Legend of Heroes as we know it today, Trails. This is big, y'all. This is big. So this month specifically is the 45th anniversary of Falcom, which is why news have been, they've been doing like this, right? And this may take the cake. This is such a big announcement, like, damn, we've seen Falcom try to go back to their roots, let's say, with Kyoto Xanadu being like a half 2D. But this, yeah, they want to go back, bro. As of right now, we don't know if it's a remake, a remaster of some sorts. We have no info on that. We just have Kondo that's like, yo, keep up for the good news later down the line. But we have no info on this, other than maybe someone working on it. So this Sohei Niikawa Mr. creator of Disgaea, an ex-president of NIS, apparently joined Falcom recently. I did not know that. And there's a chance that this Mr. right there is at the helm of this project. Who knows? We'll see. I'll say though, I am not particularly excited or hyped about this announcement as a whole. Of course, I'm happy for Falcom, but since I'm not familiar with the series and we don't know anything about this project, I don't really know what to feel. Nonetheless, again, this is a great announcement. This is great. Now, the next point is kind of big, but there's not much to talk about now. We'll probably go back to it when we read the interview, but for now, it's like 2 sentences. Falcom to announce final Trails game during 50th anniversary. This is currently the 45th, so in 5 years. Falcom plans to announce the final entry in the Trails series during the company's 50th anniversary in 2031. And then complete it by the next year. The plot for the unofficially announced Trails Beyond the Horizon 2 is already complete and the overall ending of the series has been decided. Falcom seems to have a rough idea of the final protagonist's profession. What do we make of this? Y'all think they're bullshitting or they're really trying to wrap this up? This is not really surprising news, because Kondo has been telling us for a bit of time that, we're about 80% done with the series. Now, whether that's true or not, only time will tell. But in another interview, this one more recent, Kondo was like, we are going to take our time with the next games. Since we're approaching the ending of the series, we want to make it right. And for that, we are going to take our time developing the games. Because if we fail this ending, then that means that the series was for nothing. Somewhere along those lines, alright? And now you're telling us that you want to finish the series in the next 5 years. I don't know what to think. I feel like those 2 information are kind of conflicting, but I don't know. We also know damn well that Kondo is a D1 liar, but I don't think it is right to dismiss this information outright, this statement. I think that they're basically telling us their plan for the future, which is good, but unfortunately it usually doesn't go as easily as that. But remember, we're talking about the people that said that the Calvard arc would be 2 games. We're talking about See You in Kuro no Kiseki final chapter. And we're talking about to be continued in Van's final story. And then in an interview just after, God was like, yeah, maybe there could be a 5th Calvard game. I don't know. All in all, it's very hard to take them seriously because of their past transgressions, their lies. There's also the fact that it doesn't always go the way you want it. The world is kind of having some problems right now. But anyway, at least we know that the plot for Kai 2 is complete. It's complete, huh? Oh yeah, and apparently development for a new East has begun. We know that. We know that. We've been known since November with the financial reports. Also, though, maybe the oldest he has ever been in this game, which is kind of cool. Anyway, I know that even if we know about this information, it's still there's some things to talk about. So every year in November, Falcom releases some docs, some information about their financial reports. And every time they basically tell us that we're working on this, and that game. This is not the first year they announced to us that they're working on 7 games at the same time, with like half of them being unannounced games. However, I think that this is the first time we actually see this, we are working on 7 games at the same time. We have SC Remake, Kyoto Xanadu, Dragon Slayer, the new East, Kai 2, I guess this counts too. So I'll set up port next month. And this is simply great. The feeling of seeing all those things is simply so great. It is legit elating because we're actually seeing Falcom grow as a company. We first saw it with like the new engine, cutscenes actually being a thing in games. More recently, releasing a game, not just in Japan, but in the whole world at the same time. This is big, y'all. I'm going to set a team, bro. And then, final news for the day before we move on to the interview is some Kyoto Xanadu news. with first a trailer, or well, like I said, a CM, which is like 20 seconds long. That's all footage. I think this is new. Wait, voice acting. Ooh. What is this? Where are my frames? Hold on. This a Game Freak game?
Kyoto Xanadu, Falcom.
At the end, we get a release date, but we'll talk about that later. Alright, I rewatched the trailer and it was pretty damn good. It looks good. I'm a bit surprised. I didn't expect voice acting, but that's cool. Not much to say here. Again, it looks good. But what we mainly want to talk about is this. Kyoto Xanadu launches July 16th in Japan and Asia. Huh? This is a bit weird because the announcement trailer in the Nintendo Direct said this summer. And remember, this was Nintendo of America. So it's a bit weird that we don't have a release date. But here it says that a Falcom representative told Gamatsu, right, not Jamatsu, that a release in North America and Europe is planned, with the release date currently being coordinated with a partner. And so it'll be announced when the date is finalized. What does that mean? What does that mean? We gonna get it 2 weeks later? A month after? If the gap is 1 month plus, it's going to be a problem, because then the month after SC Remake releases, and you don't want the games to clash. You don't, trust me. So we got the content of the limited edition. Kind of cool. I like the style of the cards and all. Ray's outfit is it's mega goofy, but the memes is pretty nice. Also, what is this? Physical copy? This box looks kind of cool. Oh, I love the aesthetic. The blooming Phantom, sorry. Mini OST as usual, cards, costumes. The emblem is some hot ass. Oh, and we got information for the characters. I think that was in the Famitsu. Wow. Wow. Oh my. Oh. She's tall? How tall? Okay, I didn't think I would be saying that, but this character, this Zoya character, looks better in game than she looks in the art. I think it's the hair color mainly. What do we have, 2? Oh damn, we actually have 2. Hold on. Okay, no, it's pretty much the same, just reassembling some. It's pretty much the same footage, just you know what I mean, right? Okay, so overall, some good news about Xanadu. And even though the news about the release date is kinda maybe a bit worrying, I don't think we really have to. I'd have to search for that on the TL, but apparently it's confirmed that neither Nisa nor Gung-Ho are working on the game. And the 2 candidates right now are either Exceed, again because they've worked on Tokyo Xanadu, or a surprise Spike Chunsoft. And I'll say that these 2 candidates are not particularly worrying compared to maybe the Gung-Ho announcements last year, because they were kind of unknown, and because of the fact that, again, the trailer in the Nintendo Direct was in English. So I really think that even though we're kind of in the dark right now, I don't think we have anything to worry about. That's pretty much it for the news roundup. We're only left with the interview. But so far, so good. I am really, really, really happy for Falcom with everything that's that's been happening. Like legit, when I tell you this past week has been crazy, every time I wake up, I check Twitter, new announcement from Falcom. What? Falcom has announced this. Interview with Kondo about this. I'm like, what is happening? But I guess they really are celebrating the 45th anniversary. Alright, for the interview, again, it's been translated by 9, but we'll take, like, let's say the summary of the summary from Rise. I don't think I have it in me to go through the whole interview. I mean, it's not that long, but oh, come on, man. We'll go over this. And if there's anything interesting, it'll be shown in the video. Yeah. Alright. The first one is pretty damn cool. So this is about SC Remake. Kondo says, the first is a project I had wanted to do for a while and the timing seemed right to pursue it. Well, I mean, yeah, but Kai too, man, Kai too. However, I was blown away by just how much more excited the staff was to handle this project. And he says that he took a step back and simply watched over the staff, offering advice and course correction where necessary instead of really directing this. This approach had worked out better than I could have ever imagined, which was for me the greatest reward. This was a project where the staff worked independently to a certain extent, without me having to be involved in every detail, and to see such a positive reception was an affirmation of everyone's hard work. As a result, we consider the 45th anniversary to be a significant turning point for Falcom. Yeah, I can tell. If y'all remember, for the shareholder meeting, I was very disappointed when he said that I do not for now, because sales are kind of low. The morale of the team of the staff is kind of low too, so we're doing some other stuff. And then he talked about the remakes, how people are really eager to work on the remakes. And just reading this, it puts a smile onto my face, because damn, I can feel he happy. I can feel that they are happy. So if they're happy, they can make good games. If they make good games, I'm happy. Yes, this is an incredible information here. So Kyoto Xanadu. Basically, Kondo is saying that going forward, Tokyo Xanadu may become a third pillar distinct from Ys in Trials. Right now, it's no exaggeration to say that Falcom basically only has 2 series. The main one, let's say, being Trials, and then Ys kinda being there every 4 years or so. And it's been this way for since what, the 2010s? Even before the 2010s. Like, what's the last game that's not these two? Really, Zwei? I don't know how you say it. Oh no, I mean, Tokyo Xanadu exists, but you know what I mean. So if Xanadu can actually take off and become a series of its own, it'll be great. Remember, the Xanadu fans have not had a game since, well, 10 years ago. And I think that's really needed because, well, remember, they said that Rails was about to end pretty damn soon. Oh, the only series I am deeply involved with at the moment might be the Ys series. Really, Kondo? But we can't blame his ass for everything anymore. Though, but like on some real shit. He's basically saying that let's say as a director, he is not very involved in projects other than Ys. I mean, he kind of is the president, right? So I can understand that. Okay, this is some big news. I read it, I skimmed through it previously, but this is some big news. Falcom is renowned for its music. In the previous 40th anniversary interview, Chairman Masayuki Kato had stated, "Music is still the one area where I continue to invest my time. Since his passing, has there been any changes to your music production approach?" So as you know, the peak for Falcom in terms of music has passed. It has passed. I personally think that they peaked with Koseo 1 and 2 in terms of soundtracks and in terms of music. And ever since then, it's kind of been, kind of like that. It's been downhill a bit. I still think it's good, just not as good as the olden days. So Masayuki Kato was the previous CEO, I think, of Falcom, and he recently passed away, right? And I think, I don't know what to think about this guy because I don't know what he did. But from what I briefly read, he did some damage to the music department of Falcom. Apparently. Correct me if I'm wrong, of course. So right now, this is one of our greatest challenges. Kato was intimately involved with Falcom's music approach and handled everything regarding it up until now. Meanwhile, it was something I had stayed uninvolved in comparatively. I was figuring out what exactly to do with his absence. Everyone around me encouraged me with, ultimately, it's better for Kondo to take responsibility over it. Damn. I don't want shit to do with that. You do it. It's something I hear often, and so in the interim, I plan to take some responsibility over the music direction myself. I intend to spend some time figuring out how best to approach this challenge. Damn, that's a pretty big challenge if you ask me. So Falcom is notoriously known for having talent in their company and just wasting it. And that's old news. Like they had, what's his name? Makoto Shinkai in their ranks and Brody just dipped. There's also some other people, some pretty talented people that were there and just up and disappeared for some reason. Like there's a composer I keep forgetting about, but sometimes he pops in my timeline on Twitter. And if I remember correctly, he was in charge for some Ys soundtracks in the past. Nowadays, I don't know what he's doing, but I think he also visited Falcom pretty recently. Hold on, it seems this will become Falcom's greatest challenge going forward. Whether we end up sticking to Kato's vision or adopting a more literal approach, I hope everyone will continue watching over us. However, the creative direction for the sound design in each title will remain unchanged as before. What does that mean? Each member of our sound team remains in good spirits and we plan to continue performing live shows as planned. Sure, I guess. Now, about quite a sensitive topic. Falcom sound team. It's usually a topic Kondo likes to dodge, but I think this time he decided to come a bit clean. Damn. Currently, the team is comprised by a team of 3. Sonoda, Onisuga, and Koguchi. One thing I forgot to say is that on the SC website, the SC Remake website, there are 4 soundtracks, 2 of them being remakes, I forgot the name. There is a possibility the arrangements are crafted by Onisuga. What does that mean? Did Onk really come back? Is this real? There's also another very interesting information, and Onisuga is too busy handling IT stuff for the company. What does that mean? We know that Onisuga hasn't been part of the soundtracks in recent games since what, Cold Steel 4 or Reverie, I forgot. But he is still part of the company? That's interesting. I did not know that. And that means that Sonoda and Koguchi are easily overwhelmed by the scale of soundtrack. Wait, we're not talking about Singa. Is Singa outsourced? And that's what causing Falcom to resort to a big portion of outsourcing, eventually bringing down the quality of their OSTs. It is only recently that Onisuga seemed to be making a big comeback with his Sky First arrangement. Yeah, I saw someone say earlier that apparently he did a bit of FC Remake soundtracks, including Silver Will. Yet a new addition or many to bolster their team will immensely help Falcom to reclaim their stellar reputation on the topic of music. These texts, by the way, are from Rise. It's kind of the post. Thoughts on the current situation. Ys. The previous title, Ys 10, depicted the story of young Adol at the age of 17. The next installment will feature Adol at an age exceeding 24, as seen in 9. Development is currently in the planning phase with full production scheduled in the spring. Really, so we might see this game, I was about to say as soon as in 2 years. But I mean, Ys 10 kind of released a year and a half ago, so it's been some time. We're on track with the usual Ys releases, like about every 4 years, I think. Yeah, beginning production in spring this year is sooner than I expected. Maybe they're targeting a 2028 release window. Things Falcom want to achieve for the 50th anniversary. At last year's shareholder meeting, you had mentioned wanting to release 2 titles a year. Will you continue pursuing the annual 2-title system you've set as a goal? Truthfully, relying solely on one work per year carries significant risk as long as it's been, well, and it has long been discussed internally that simply retaining that singular title between Ys and Trios is not ideal. However, as a publicly listed company, we had no choice but to rely on those 2 series that generate consistent annual sales. Kyoto Xanadu, then, is pivotal as it encourages us that a 2-work development pipeline is feasible. We hope you'll take this as a sign that new developments will continue to emerge and things will start changing going forward in the future. This is so good. Oh, damn. If you wonder why Falcom had to rush Daybreak 2 after pushing back Ys 10 by a year, the first sentence is basically the answer. Damn. Oh my god. It may be a bit premature, but with the 50th anniversary milestone approaching, could you share Falcom's medium long-term goals and outlook for the future? Kondo. Whether the Kiseki series will be finished or not, well, that remains uncertain. Come on, man. Ideally, we're aiming to release its final installment during the 50th anniversary and aim to bring the series to its conclusion within our 51st year. To that end, the scenario of Kai 2 has been already completed and the ending of the series decided. Alright, so it's basically the things we've been saying earlier, but like in full length. And even more so, we have an idea of what the protagonist of will be right now. They're giving green light to go full steam ahead. But before then, we needed to take a breather and reaffirm our resolve, which is why Trails in the Sky remake was necessary. God damn. Look back to look forward, as Simeon the Imaginator said. Is that the sentence like Ushiro no shonen dare type shit? Shit, I'm in the belief that it's entirely possible for Trails to reach its conclusion by 2032. Is that possible? Well, remember the hiring 100 people part I mentioned not too long ago? Right. I probably didn't show it, but Falcom has been hiring a lot of people recently. A lot. Their numbers have jumped from like 60 to 80, I think. They revealed in the last interview, I think in the shareholder maybe? Now, almost obviously Kai 2 will be next year. Hopefully. And then they could do a 2-year gap for each next installment so they can shift a bit focus to other IPs in the meantime. And then a final swan song entry on 2030. God damn. I'm not ready for it to end, man. Ah, man. This is a good read. This is a good read. I am left satisfied by all these news in this interview. Again, thanks to all the people that brought us, that brought this to us. Again, shoutouts to Nine for the translation and Rise for the threads. I am full. My tummy is full. I may be fasting, but my tummy is full. I heard my stomach slapping it. I think it's time we end this, y'all. It's been, I had fun. These news are just so good. Really so good all around the board. You like Trails? You're fed. You like Xanadu? You are fed. You like East? Hey, your time will come, but trust me, you're gonna be fed too. What did you say, Unk? You like Dragon Slayer? Well, it's coming back. Like, come on, man. Falcom is cooking, but not just cooking, they are burning the kitchen. Really. Like, compared to other fan bases, I think we're taken care of very well. I'm thinking about y'all, you Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm so sorry, y'all. We're showered with news. Good news, but these guys, no news at all, bro. You know, they say that no news is good news. I'm not sure about that, bro. The only news we could say that is kind of bad is about the release date of Kyoto Xanadu. It's releasing the July 16th in Japan and in Asia, but for us, we have no release date for now. But again, I'm not really worried about that. However, currently it seems that Trails, the remakes at the very least, are going to be worldwide releases. So eventually, when Kai 2 Horizon 2 releases, is it going to be worldwide? Because this is going to be one big game. Usually Trails games are big, but this one is going to be maybe the biggest yet. So how is it going to work? For smaller games, I guess, like East, how's that going to work? Remember, in an interview 1,000 years ago, Honda was like, we want our games to release faster outside of Japan. With East game releasing within 6 months, and Trails game under a year. Has this stance changed? Like, do they want to reduce the gap as much as possible, or eliminate the gap completely? I wonder. Only time will tell, and we'll meet again when there's some more news. So I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all and see you in the next one. Goodbye.